I'm literally recording this video last minute, by the way, because the video I recorded earlier this week for you, I was basically going through it and I didn't really like the content. It wasn't really connecting. So I decided to just quickly record this video, a bit behind the scenes. Let me just get this. Oh, there you go. Now you're going to be still. I want to record this video because it's just behind the scenes into, I suppose, what I get up to. And this week's been super hectic for me because next week, this countdown clock is until the flight's happening. I'm flying off. As you know, I fly all over the world nowadays, speaking and so forth. Next week, I've got a speech out in Malaysia. And then straight after that, got a 5-day luxury retreat happening in Thailand. And then straight back to London, we got like a biggest web class of the entire year. And so this week, I've been heads down, just educating myself because I believe education is the most important thing we can ever do as high achievers. The more we learn, the more we will earn after all. And I've been using these strategies over the years I've learned from my mentors that helps me to retain information. Especially when I need to give a presentation, it's important I remember new strategies to do with speaking, communication, as well as any new facts I'm going to be teaching the audience. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how you can really master remembering information. Now, the first point on the share view inside, there's 4 points in total, and every single one is very important. The first one on share view, you kind of might have got a hint from this. You got to activate the part of your mind that's called a reticular activating system. Whenever you find yourself procrastinating, you always find inside it that you don't get your act together until the last minute. Isn't that true? When the deadline's slowly but surely approaching, right? That's when you finally remember everything, and that's finally when you get your act together to take action. So use that to your advantage. Reticular activating system is almost like a filter in your mind that filters out information that it believes is important and that it believes is not important. Because every single day you've got literally tens of thousands of things, like things trying to get your attention as well as thoughts that's happening in here. And so the RAS is remembering the bits in your life that it believes is important. And so in order for you to trigger this, you want to firstly ensure that you've got a firm deadline and you're reminded of how important this is every single day. So for example, my deadline here, 4 days till the flight, it reminds me I've got to get all of the big projects that's currently on my plate ready, done. I've been spending all day today, for example, going through the slides, still not done yet. And some of the things I'm sharing, some of the latest information. So I have to remember all of that, right? And every time I open up my Chrome browser, I'm reminded of the fact that there's 4 days left, right? Until I have to jump onto a flight. So that's the first point. You've got to trigger the part of the RAS, your part of your mind called the reticular activating system. And you've got to really get clear of how important this is. And if you can attach some form of pain to you not basically performing and remembering this, you're going to really trigger that part of the RAS. The reason being is this: human beings are twice as more motivated to avoid pain than we are to seek pleasure. And so how I'm motivating myself right now to really remember this on a deep level and trigger the RAS is I'm reminding myself of the time that I failed on the stage. I remember I ran out of things to say and people in the corner of the room were literally laughing at me. I felt terribly embarrassed. And so I'm remembering that and I'm firing off that visual images in my mind and reminding myself, if I don't remember this information, if I don't remember this speaking skill, guess what? Next week, people are going to be 300 plus people will be laughing at me and I'll probably be feeling terrible. So this is why when I'm literally going through all of the material today, it's just all sinking in so deep because my mind understands how important it is I remember this. So that's the first point. The second point is you want to do something like this, okay? Now you may notice some crazy notes, crazy drawing here is because you want to try to visualize as well as brain dump everything you're learning into your own words. So I'm drawing pictures that makes me understand the concept and it's like a symbol that I can basically associate that lesson with. You see, if you cannot explain something simply, this is what Einstein said, if you cannot explain something simply, you don't understand the concept. So you want to use visual images, for example. You want to try to break it down to your own words. Whenever you learn something, try to get it so simple and try to restructure it using your own words. And that shows the fact that you understand exactly what you've learned. And that will help you to retain the information. If you ever find yourself reading books but you don't remember it, it's because you're not following this step by step. The third is make sure that you sleep well. Whenever I need to perform on the next level inside it, I always ensure I get the right supplements, I get the right sleep, I get the right nutrition. As after all, you cannot expect to perform if you're putting junk in your Ferrari engine. In order for you to perform, you've got to have the premium engine fueling you. You've got to make sure you get the right rest. Every car needs a pit stop, right? Especially if they're supercars. So you've got to make sure you are maintaining the engine that's going to be fueling you. And that will have a huge impact in terms of your brain performance. The final point is teach it back to people. If you want the best, here's a quick hack. I used to do this when I was a teenager. And it's even easier nowadays. What you can do nowadays is, in order for you to burn the bridge even more and really retain this information on a deeper level, nowadays you can use Facebook Live as almost like a method that you can teach back to your friends, and it creates a lot of pressure as well, because there's a chance you might fail in terms of failing to remember all of the information. So that means your brain's going to do its absolute best to ensure that you retain this information, right? So what you could do is you could schedule a Facebook Live on your mobile, or you could tell everybody on your friend list, on your personal profile, say, hey guys, I'll be going live at 5 p.m. today. And then just tell them what you're going to be talking about. And then 5 p.m., that's your deadline that you have to basically teach everything you've learned that you want to remember. And what you'll find inside it, by having this deadline, all of the information that you're learning, it just sinks in on such a deep level, because there's a chance that you might be a laughing stock and there's a lot of pain associated with that. So your brain will think, you know what, maybe we've really got to remember this, right? And so when it comes to 5 p.m., you'll go live, you'll probably feel quite nervous, but you'll be trying to recollect all of the information here. And by going through this process, you'll notice straight after Facebook Live, it might seem uneasy and so forth, so maybe just write a couple points that you're going to cover, but don't read off here like a script. That's definitely not a way to remember. Just a couple points. If it's 5 points, just write, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, several words or whatever. And then what you'll notice after you've done the Facebook Live, you'll notice your reticular activating system has been activated so much, you're going to remember this information on a deep level. And then a couple of days later, you want to make sure you revisit it, because after repetition is the mother of skill. Anyways, Insider, I best get going now. I just wanted to ensure that I get this video uploaded to you, as after all, I promised you that I'll be doing 3 uploads a week, so I got to stay true to my commitment. Anyways, Insider, as you know, from this crazy ass timer. By the way, if you want to know the name of this timer, let me just quickly share with you. Oh, I've got my toggle as well going off. This is the timer app. I believe it's called, what is it called? Mortality, M-O-R-T-A-L-I-T-Y, as a Google Chrome extension app, and allows you to count down. As you know, Insider, probably from looking at that, basically, I am flying off to Asia next week, meaning there'll be some really cool behind the scenes footages I'll be sharing with you, especially backstage when I'm about to jump onto stage. Maybe I could film a video. And also at the luxury retreat, I'll be doing some exclusive content out there as well. Watch the space. We've got a beautiful venue out there. Just want to say, Insider, keep going strong. I believe in you. As always, follow your heart, my friend, and take action and go live the life you're truly born to live.